Panzer, Kampfwagen 6, Tiger. Hello madman. Today I will bust myths you seen on Discovery Channel and talk about most weird tank of World War II, Tiger. It was the high cost, not massively produced tank of the Third Reich, driven by best German commanders like Heinz Guderian, Manstein and Michael Wittmann, and everybody of them liked Tiger. It was a result of Third Reich's will to dominate in war. See ya after intro. Panzer VI Tiger was a German heavy tank which was in use from 1942 to 1945. After 7 years of building a new tank, in May of 1941, Hitler gives a order to produce a new tank which will success Panzer III and Panzer IV. On Hitler's birthday, on 20th of April 1942, Fabrics Porsche and Henschel presented the best prototypes they could make. It were VK 3001P and VK 3600H. Their name was Panzer VI Tiger. In 1937, with Henschel, Porsche was given an order to make a tank which would dominate all the fronts. Its blueprints were done by 1939, but there are few things both of producers must feature. It was 75mm top cannon or even a 105mm. It had to have 7.9mm MG34 for defense from people which were on the ground, and also it had to be mobile for its armor, which should consist of at least 100mm. It consisted of 110 in the final variation made by Henschel. They wanted to make it go 60 kilometers per hour. Effectively, it was only 40. Also, about its gun, Henschel made one with 88mm, which was the best one that it could feature because it was not as big as 100mm one, but it was enough effective to kill any other tank it could face. Its characteristics are pretty much the thing we talked about, but there are some other things I should mention. That is, it weighed 56 tons and was pretty much mobile. It could go 38 degrees up, and it had a depression of 8 degrees on its hull. There were about 1,400 Tigers made, but it's sounding like a lot, but it isn't. There was 5 times more Panzer V's, which were lighter and of better effectiveness because of the amount they were made in. But Tiger had some pretty much interesting battles during its history. On Eastern Front, there were two interesting battles which we'll mention, and also in Northern Africa and Normandy. On Eastern Front, 3rd German unit used Tigers in a battle on Leningrad, and its a fortress and other kind of water field terrain didn't allow uh, Tiger tanks to show its best use. Interesting thing that all of the Tigers stopped working just after 3 days, yet none of them had armor penetrated. Why? Because Russians weren't capable of doing it, and also because Russians didn't have enough artillery to penetrate them. Uh, Tiger destroyed 25% of Soviet tanks on Eastern Front. In Northern Africa, it had much better success, as it was the tank which easily killed Shermans and Firefly variations of it, and some other tanks like Churchill and 30s. It was used on Tunis in the start of 1943, and it terrified Americans and Britain people. They talked about its incompetence of destroying Tiger, while one Tiger was capable of destroying 5 to 10 Shermans just to not be destroyed. In Normandy, it saw some heavy uses, and due to lack of production, it was pretty much destroyed. Yet, on the second day of fight of Michael Wittmann, best tank general we mentioned earlier, the 12 SS Armor Division Hitlerjugend won a lot of battles. Battle ended with death of Michael Wittmann, and due to incompetence to kill all of those Shermans that popped out, he died. He destroyed 23 British armored vehicles, 20 Cromwell, 4 Sherman Fireflies, 3 Stuart, 3 artillery tanks for escort, and 16 Brand transporters. Also, it killed 14 M3 half trackers and 2 anti-tank cannons of 6 pounds. They killed 162 British soldiers. Now let's talk about its most famous battle on Eastern Front, when it killed 51 enemy tanks. 17 tanks, but 51 failed him. So in the morning, Russians with T-34s attacked German Tiger 1, in which was the famous captain, which was one of the best German captains ever existed. It terrified Russians and killed 17 Russian T-34s. Also to mention, it was a very precise man, which was pretty much one of best trained officers in Reich. Also to mention, those T-34s weren't capable of destroying the Tiger, because their guns were only 76 millimeters, so it couldn't penetrate 100 millimeters of its armor. In the first night, they destroyed 4 their tanks, Tiger, and in the second night, it destroyed 3 more. The Russians there resolved they should charge, and Captain was waiting for them. They proven their Tiger proved its power by destroying 3 on the start of the charge. The Russians felt it will not end good for them, and pulled 7 out more after just 2 days of battle. That was an interesting story about Panzer on Eastern Front, and now let's talk about its production. So in 1942 there were only 77 Tigers made, yet they were pretty much effective ones. Then in the 1943, when production was oriented on producing them, there were made 647 tanks, especially in the autumn of 1943, and then 600 more were produced in 1944, especially in summer of that year. There are different variations of this magic tank, like Ferdinand or the Elephant, which was used on Battle of Kursk, but it had one problem. It was easily destroyable with Molotovs, which could be thrown through the cannon of through the hole of the cannon, and 13 elephants were lost there. Also, there was King Tiger, which served as a common, more heavy armed tank used on the front. Also, Porsche, the best German designer, noted that biggest miss of German army was that they didn't take their production line. Subscribe to our channel and support us. Press the bell button.